Today on Singles Court, Janice wants to keep building their relationship, but Laura's looking to play the field.
I want to see other women.
It's gonna take more than hammer and nails to save their love.
She's all innocent, like these are her games.
Listen, if you would have let me talk to you before, I wasn't able to say these things to you before.
And Pauline's dumping Derek, but he said no to letting go. She can run, but she can't hide from love's watchful eye.
That guy was following you. There's a guy following you behind you. And if I wasn't there, if he didn't see me following you, who knows what would have happened? Huh? What would have happened?
Hi, I'm Michael Day. Welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show on the Singles Broadcast Network and the place where singles come to find help with their relationship problems. And here's the lady who listens to them and then dishes it out, a nationally syndicated relationship expert, Angela Siegel.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you? I barely got that intro out today.
I know.
I don't know what it is. The coffee's not working.
It's working for me.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I spent a long time last night online in the chat room, and nobody ever believes I'm me.
Really?
No, they always think I'm joking.
You're some sort of robot or
right?
cyber
No, they just
creation?
think, well, you're not really Angela Siegel. I'm really Angela Siegel, for real.
The real, the one and only.
The one and only.
Okay, and in our studio with the one and only Angela Siegel, we have a couple of singles who need your help. Say hello to Janice and Laura. Janice is a carpenter and Laura is a piano teacher. The two met about 2 years ago and hit it off, and they've been seeing each other since. However, Janice complains that Laura, you know, when they're in private, that she's all lovey-dovey, but in public, it's a different story. She's keeping her distance. I'll let them have their say, but I call this the case of stay apart or get it together.
Well, Janice, tell me what seems to be the problem.
Hi, Angela. Well, you know what? Things are going along quite nicely. We've been dating for almost 2 years now, like a year and 9 months. And I actually met Laura. I called for piano lessons, and Laura happened to be my teacher, and we were just getting along so great and hanging out all the time. I've actually been out of the closet since I was quite young, about 15. And so I knew that I was attracted to Laura and that I wanted to see her. And this is Laura's first relationship with a woman.
Serious relationship. I was also aware, but I hadn't
Acted on it.
Taken the first step.
So it was very hard for her because she, you know, it's really
So
hard
you were
coming out.
like you were her teacher, and then you were her teacher.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you saw
right.
her tickling the ivories and thought, I'd like her to tickle.
Well, you know, I really like, I love her, you know, and things are going along so nicely, and it's been really quite a lot of struggles. You know, her family it's really not
Janice
easy.
has been a tremendous help with me, helping me grow, helping me come out, and especially dealing with my family. She basically helped my parents accept.
You know, it's really hard for parents. It's like everyone talks about coming out of the closet, but you know what? It's really hard. Parents are like, you know, you're disgusting. You're not a decent member of society. So you know, we went there and we struggled. We worked through it, and I went there on my own and talked to them and you know really showed them that like you know I'm a good person. I care about your daughter and you know
they accepted.
Yeah, now, like, you know, we go for dinner
so
once a week. It's like,
that.
you know, we're like a real couple, whatever that means.
So what's the problem? You're like happy.
Yeah. Well, things are, you know, going really well. I feel like we're stuck now. I feel like
I think we're stuck.
Well, this is why we're here. I'm working on my house. I've got this beautiful home, and
you're a carpenter.
Yeah, and I've been renovating for it's taken a long time, and finally I feel it's ready, and it's ready to share. And I really think this relationship needs to move forward.
Which would be?
Well, I've asked Laura to move in with me.
She's invited me to move in with her. Now, the problem is, I don't think we're stuck. I think we've been having a wonderful time together. I
built a music room in the house. Also, it's like.
I mean, but you built a music room, but did you ask her? Would you like me to build you a music room in the house, or did you just build one without asking asking if she was going to move there.
Well, I built a music room because this is my partner and I care about her and I love her and we're a team. And you know, she uses words like, "Oh, it's not necessary." Well, I don't want it to be a necessary thing. I want to move forward with you.
Well, you use a lot of words like team, and I don't feel that we're a team. You never consult with me. I mean,
she has a point.
Beautiful.
I mean, think about it. You're a carpenter, and I'm sure you would not build a house without making sure there were inhabitants, would you?
No, of course not.
Okay, so in this case, you added a music room without asking if she was going to move.
Well, it's not. I'm not. You know, it's not that. It's not about the music room. I feel like that's just symbolic of where I want to go in the next stage. You know, and so she says she doesn't want to move in and really, you know, I feel like we're going backwards because
we're not going backwards. I think that things are fine. I just don't understand.
At the beginning of this relationship, Laura was really, coming out of the closet was very hard. It was hard. You know, we fall in love. We spend all our time together. We're out. We're publicly a couple. You know,
but you know, it sounds like. I mean, you have like. I mean, granted, you're the one that is pushing to have this whole thing happen. But you're like, man, with like a bulldozer. It doesn't sound like you're letting her talk about what her feelings are, like you even asked her.
She
Let's
doesn't.
find that out.
Well,
thank you.
No, that means this is where you say, okay, let's listen. How do you feel about the fact that she wants you to live there? She feels as though that's the next step in the relationship. What do you think is the next step?
I think it's important to grow. I do agree with that, but I don't agree with her
she's not
standing over my shoulder and never letting me say one single thing.
I can feel you on that.
You know,
she never listens. She never listens. She's always telling me what's right, what's wrong. I appreciate everything that she's done for me, but I really think it's time for me to go out on my own. I think it's time for me to see other women.
And then next,
did you hear what she said? Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Let's hear it once again for the people at home who are hard of hearing.
I think it's time. I want to see other women.
You want to go out, or are you bored? You want to like go out more? Like you're sick of what? You want to go to clubs?
I'm sick.
What do you want?
I'm sick and tired of always having to be by your side, always having to hold on to your hand, always having to do what you want to do.
You having to hold
live
my
in the
hand?
house that you want to live in.
Are you kidding? You're lucky. Your parents. You want to see other women. You know, it's like a slap in the face after all this time.
Janice.
You know what? I'm sorry. Like,
listen,
your parents were right. Your parents are like,
no, you know what? You have this attitude like, I'm the one that brought you out. I'm the one that saved you. I'm the one that made you the acceptable lesbian. So I deserve every second of your life. I mean, can you see how she feels smothered? I feel smothered, and you're just standing here telling me the story.
And she talks about...
And I'm going...
You know what, though? You weren't there. You don't know what she was like.
I don't need to be there.
Well, you know what? You're in a relationship with somebody. It's like, yeah, it's a partnership. It takes two people. When I go to
talking about Janice, you're right. It takes two people. The problem is you only want one person. You.
Exactly.
You're choking me.
She's always talking about growing. She's always talking about growing, but it's always about you growing in the direction you want to go in.
You know what? It's like a slap in the face. After all I've done for you and your parents.
Well, maybe you
needed it. Your parents are right about it. Your parents are like,
oh,
Laura doesn't know what she's wants. She's always philandering or whatever. You know what? It's like you would be. What are you like? You're like a virgin now. You're like what? Queen lesbian. You want to see other women? What are you? You're gonna go. You're all like, that's great. Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
Laura, why don't you tell her in nice terms, better than one she used for you, why you would like to see other women?
I do care about you, and thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. But I think for me to grow, for us to grow, that I have to go out and do this.
Does it mean other? Can she see other women, Janice, and still see you? I mean, can't she start a relationship with you and still expand her?
No, I don't think so. You know what, Angela? After what we've been through, after what we've, I don't even know what to say to you. I'm disgusted with you.
Why are you so disgusted?
Because this is
nothing wrong. I'm just.
No, you're just because she's all innocent. Like, these are her games.
Listen, if you would have let me talk to you before, I wasn't able to
to
say these things to you before.
She's all helpless, right? She's all helpless. And then
you like her like that. You know why? Because that makes you the hero. You like her like that. You do. Give her an opportunity.
No, that's why I'm here. I'm here today because I think she needs some help.
You're here today because you thought that you would be able to control everything and make it all better. But you know what? I'm the only one who can make things better. And I have to do this for me.
You need to have your own resolution. Here you go, girlfriend. But I'll be back with mine.
You know, this is where you tell me this now? It's good time, good place to tell me.
One person can't think for two people. Janice, you came on like gangbusters. Obviously, you were angry. And even before you were angry, as you were telling the story, you told it in such a way that it was obvious to me that you pretty much called all the shots. your motivation for making sure that Laura was able to come out of the closet and be comfortable with her parents was for your benefit, because by doing that, you were able to control her because she was unable to do it on her own, and you could basically make her indebted to you. And for the debt, the payment was going to be her life, all of her time, and everything. She owed you, and that's how you saw it. Laura, you on the other hand have to realize that anybody would have felt smothered in the same situation, and that new relationships do take time, and I think you know that, and you're going through a period in your life right now where you have to understand what it is you really want, and it is going to take getting out there and being under your own control instead of under the control of someone else. I think you already knew that before you came here. You know, when you look at one person controlling another person's life, it's just a matter of time before the other person is going to want to be free. It never works. And I'll tell you one thing, Janice, that if you look to the future and look at what you're going to do in future relationships, it can't be always my way or the highway. Because what happens when you try to keep a tightly wrapped leash, all you get out of it is a sore hand. You're wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it. All you can assure is that it'll hurt you, your own hand. And that's that, ladies, the final word.
Next on Singles Court. Pauline's dumping Derek, but he said no to letting go. She can run, but she can't hide from love's watchful eye.
That guy was following you. There's a guy following you behind you. And if I wasn't there, if he didn't see me following you, who knows what would have happened?
Welcome back to Singles Court with nationally syndicated relationship expert Angela Siegel.
Michael, I tell you, I think I'm going to start my own line of breath mints.
Oh, yeah? And what would you call those?
I don't know. Single mints.
Or singles mints, right?
Of course.
You should make them the shape of feet, because it seems like most of the people who get on the show are too busy putting their foots in their mouths. You know, right?
Michael.
Freshen your breath while your foot's in your mouth. Okay, well, that's just my idea. My idea right now is we get down to business. In the studio, we have two singles. Please say hello to Derek, who is a pet store clerk, and Pauline, who is a student. The two have been going out for a while. However, Pauline feels that it's time to move on, and Derek's saying, what? Actually, he's saying more than that. I'll let him have his say in a second, but I want to call this the case of get a life, get out of mine.
Derek, sounds like you don't want to let go.
No, that's not true. We've been in a relationship for 2 years. We met in high school. She was a junior, I was a senior, and
we did a school play together.
Yes,
is what we
and
did.
She was in an abusive relationship with her ex-boyfriend. Was he not abusive? He was abusive.
He was very abusive.
Thank you.
He talked down to me. He humiliated me.
She had no self-worth, no self-dignity. She didn't trust men. She didn't trust anybody. We ended up hanging out, spending a lot of time together. We became very close.
And you helped
we
me.
were very close friends. She, beautiful writer. She started writing poetry, writing music. It was, and we started getting physical. We had a physical relationship, and we started dating.
Okay.
And now she's gone away to college. She's got her airs on now, and she's saying that she doesn't. She's in college now, and she's a college girl. And
there's this one time. It all started this one time. We were on my couch, hanging out. We started making out.
Look,
and you know what?
The point is that 3 times we've been in a
relationship.
3 times.
You got to let the lady have her say as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were making out, and it didn't feel right to me, but
you did it anyway.
But because you know he was happy. He was
happy.
For 2 years, it didn't feel right.
For 2 years, he brought me out of a very black time in my life. He brought me out, and
for 2 years, it didn't feel right. Is that how it worked?
And
3 times she's broken up,
our
and then within days, 3 times she's called me up and said, "Let's get back together again." Is that not what's happened?
Yes, because I wasn't serious about those other times. I mean, but now I've experienced a new world. I've gone out to college. I've experienced a new world, and you know what? I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move on, and that's what...
Okay. Here's my question, because I listened to you all for quite some time, and the thing that I'm a little confused about is you're saying that it wasn't really a relationship, but yet you just had a physical relationship anyway to make him happy. I don't understand.
You gotta understand, I was in a very black time. I was very depressed.
I heard that part.
And he helped me out. He helped me.
So having physical relations with him helped you out of your depression?
See?
Think about it. You could buy something from the store that'll do that.
See, and now she's in college now.
I mean, so now you have feelings attached. See, if you bought something from the store, there's no feelings attached to it. But now you've got feelings attached to it.
Right.
And you're trying to say that helped you out of your depression.
Okay.
And see, I'm not getting that.
And
See, and I have an example as to why. Like,
and so he's like nutso because he thinks that you're like all in love with him. And I think what you're saying to me is,
I just want to be friends.
Well, when did you fall out of love with him?
Shortly after I started college.
Oh, shortly after, yet 2 weeks ago, I receive a letter from her. I go up there every other weekend, and she gave me this. She sent me this on my week off. I got this last week. Ours is a once-in-a-lifetime love that most people will never come close to experiencing.
When was it?
It was probably the second week I started college, actually.
Which was how long ago?
Which was, well, it would be almost a year ago.
Oh, when I held you.
Is that letter a year old?
No, it is not.
Now, you can't blame the post office.
Thank you. When I held you last night, I cried because you were.
Normally, I would let you read that, but you know,
right,
there's like a big rift in this story here because was it 2 weeks ago or was it a year ago?
It was not 2 weeks ago. I
didn't ask you, but which one was it? Was it 2 weeks ago or a year?
It was 2 weeks ago.
I mean, if you were naming a pregnancy, you'd be like in jail. I mean, which is it?
It was a year ago.
She's saying it's a year now.
Now, I know sometimes I write a letter and then it sits on my desk for 6 to 8 months before I get a stamp. Was that what happened or no?
See, the point is that she's saying that she wants to end this now.
But no, the point is, I can't make any type of determination because I don't know when that letter was written. So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when
it matters because if you wrote it 2 weeks ago, then he has a reason to understand what's wrong with you.
When the letter was written ago, the point is that I'm a new person. I've changed, and I do not love him.
Yeah, she's changed being drunk in the bar. No. She's changed person being drunk in the bar, falling all over herself. Her friends are holding her up. Some guy's got his hands all over you. What's up with that?
How did you find that?
What's up with it? What's up with that? Like,
what are you talking about?
That was the week he was not supposed to be
I went to go and visit. I went to go and check up on her on a weekend, and I saw her in the bar.
You're spying on me?
I'm not spying on you. Spying on you is peepers or so. I'm using binoculars.
You're someplace you're not.
Well, there was another time. What about the time when you come out of the library at like 9 o'clock? There's no lights. That guy was following you. There's a guy following you behind you. And if I wasn't there, if he didn't see me following you, who knows what would have happened? Huh? What would have happened then?
I have an issue. I have a little question for you. If you're looking after her in terms of the fact that you think that without you she can't survive,
2 times
please explain that to me because I don't understand.
2 times I fall in love with the wrong
guy. I'm looking out for her. She's a fragile. I'm not going to let her.
She ain't that fragile. Let me give you a little news. When she was laying on the couch, she's not so fragile.
Okay.
Look, the point is that I'm not going to see her get involved with Mr. Wrong again and end up in a relationship.
You're Mr. Wrong. You're Mr. Wrong.
I'm the one who's who got you out of this abusive relationship before, huh?
I don't even want to be friends with you
anymore.
Pauline,
why do you keep going back to me? So, Mr. Wrong, you don't want to be bothered.
This is before I found out that he was stalking me.
I'm not
so let's go back
to
before you say he's supposedly stalking you. He was supposed to be there every other weekend. And he was there every weekend. Who cares? That's not the point. The point is that you said that you didn't want anything to do with him, but yet you keep going back to him.
But now it's different. I know I'm
What's different?
I flirted, okay? I was in English class. I was in English class.
It just goes.
And we were playing Romeo and Juliet. The guy was Romeo, I was Juliet, and I was flirting with him, and he was flirting back. I'm having crushes on other guys now. It's time for me to move on.
And so then you go try something else, it doesn't work, and then you end up coming back to me, and it's like
you're like a yo-yo, and I don't really understand why you keep yo-yoing. I don't get it. I don't.
He's stalking me. Like he's following me.
I'm stalking her. I'm making sure that she's okay. That's what I'm doing.
No, you're not. No, that's making sure I'm okay is calling me every day.
Okay, Cinderella, go catch your pumpkin. I'll be right back.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Why do you continue?
A breakup with a rubber band attached is not a breakup. You have to accept it, Derek. She doesn't want you. As simple as that. So move on. But realize that she doesn't want you. That means now and forever. So when she comes back next time, let me tell you a little word to use. No. You can't protect her. There's nothing that you're going to do that's going to make her protected from being fragile as you see her. And let me give you a little tip. She doesn't want you watching her, so I suggest you stop doing that or else you're going to have the police involved. So that's not a very fun thing. Pauline, you on the other hand, I think you're in some sort of fantasy world. You know, life is not Romeo and Juliet. That's not what relationships are about. And what you'll find is that the reason that you keep getting into these sorts of relationships is because you're using him as a safety net. If things are going great for you, then you don't want him anymore. When things start looking lonely and it doesn't look as though you have a date around the corner or a happy relationship with a man, then you call him. So you make your mind up. If you're not going to be with him, then don't be with him. Don't use him. He can't be your safety net. You know, abusive relationships, they're as predictable as thunderstorms in August. You can always count on them. And if you look at this situation, both of you are going to go your own way. And I'll tell you that what you need to do, Derek, is you need to lose the I'm going to save you routine. And you, on the other hand, Pauline, you need to understand that you have to change your role if you want to change the results you're getting in a relationship. Change your role from victim to survivor. Then you'll have some results you can live with. And that's the final word.
Well, there it is. Words of wisdom from the lady who tells it like it is, Angela Siegel. Join us next time here at Singles Court, the final word for singles.